This week's RuneScape update is Tales of the God Wars. And from the looks of it, it's a sort of mini-quest or prelude, if I use that in the right context, to God Wars Dungeon 2. You basically have to travel around the world and track down ancient rivalries. And as a result, you'll be able to view the events that lead up to God Wars Dungeon 2. Also, in my opinion, now that the second God Wars dungeon is being released, I believe that both should get different names. If both would be given distinct names, I believe that they would sound more epic that way. So God Wars Dungeon 1 is mostly centered around the ancient prison, as well as the God Swords. But the ancient prison is already an area in that dungeon, so I would suggest naming God Wars Dungeon 1 as the God Sword Dungeon. Alternatively, you could link the name to locations. So since God Wars Dungeon 1 is in the frozen north, I would either call it God Wars in the Ice Dungeon or the Northern God Wars Dungeon. What God Wars Dungeon 2 is about, I don't know yet. So far I can only suggest the names of that to be God Wars Dungeon in the Sand or the Southern God Wars Dungeon, because it's in the Caribbean desert. But right now I haven't done the mini quest yet, and I kind of want to take my time for it. You know, to savor it, because I do like lore stuff. Also, I don't like to record myself doing lore things, because I want to experience those without the pressure of having to record. Most of those things you can only do once, you know. Now let's talk rewards. There are new Tilitaps. I believe those will take you straight to God Wars Dungeon 2, so that'll be very nice for when you die there. Of course, it's not that far from Nardos, so I'll prefer to go there with the Desert Amulet. Plus, with the Desert Amulet, you can easily restore your prayer and get a nice HP boost. There's also free XP up for grabs, so most will like that. I personally hope I can reject that Divination XP. There's also a Reputation item. That sounds very interesting. I really wonder what that's for. Right now I would be tempted to use that at Zaros, but I would want to see the functionality of it first. And surprisingly, the Dwarven Instinct aura is back. But it's received a slight nerf. But you can still get elite clues from it, though with a lower chance. And instead of getting a full Triskelion key, you now get a piece. Also, the amount of GP has been reduced and the amount of resources you get. Another update are the event cards. You can claim these at any JMod event in-game, and you can exchange them for XP lamps. I hope that'll make those events more popular, but I have no idea how popular they are right now. I never really had time to attend them, but anyway, this update isn't really my kind of thing. Also, thanks to the Ninja team, free-to-play players can now sell member items, so that's really great for people who want to return to free-to-play, and indefinitely plan to stay that way. But it's also great for players who return to the game and want to buy a bond to once again become member. Also, the patch notes, there's not really that much interesting in my opinion, but there's one I like, and that is Celestial Dragons will no longer stop time when they are killed. I've experienced that problem before. And that's the end of this video. I hope it was a bit informative, and see you in the next video.